to get us started, and more like a review to see if everybody got these. By now you should, right? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, here we go. So distribute, that becomes a to the 20th, yes? Distribute, that becomes b to the 5th, is that correct? Times, what is 18 divided by 6? B to the 3rd, can we simplify that a little bit more? That is a to the 20th, and this is 5 plus 3, that's b to the 8th. Hands if you got that. Okay, good. Number 2, this one we need to rewrite. This becomes square root of 16. What is square root of 16? 4 plus, this becomes, we need to rewrite this first. This is 8 to the 1/3 times the 4th power. This becomes cube root of 8 and all that to the 4th power. What is cube root of 8? What number times itself? 3 times gives us 8? 2. And what is 2 to the 4th power? 16. Because that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. This is not 2 times 4. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Therefore, 4 plus 16, that's 20. Hands if you got that. Okay, good. Here goes the process one more time for these. And once again, I'm using these as review because guess what's coming up again on the next cumulative? All of these are going to be in there. We just keep adding to it. Like, bam, let's go. Here we go. This is 1st degree. This is 3rd degree. This is 2nd degree. This is 4th degree. This is 5th degree because 2 plus 3, that's 5. And this is 0 degree. Yes? All right. From there, I need to rearrange it from highest to lowest degree. I start with this one. We get 5a squared b cubed. From there I go with this one, minus 5y to the 4th. From there I go to this one, plus 23 Michael Jordan, q to the 3rd. And then from there we go to negative 6x squared. And then from there we go to positive x, and at the end, plus 5. Hands if you got that. That's standard form. The leading coefficient, that now that it's in standard form, I look at my first term. What is the number multiplying the variables? It's 5. All right, so we got that so far. What is the highest degree? 5, so it's a quintic. And since it has many terms, it's a polynomial. And if you got that. Yeah, by now we should get these should be in our sleep. Like they should be waking you up like, Mia, get ready to go to school. Oh, quintic polynomial. Right? Am I right? Am I right? All right, so here we go. Number 4. This one. It says add or subtract. What are they doing? They're subtracting, but we know that there's an invisible what? So you need to distribute that to each term, so this becomes a positive, and this one is negative. I'm going to start with the one with the highest degree. What's the highest degree? The 5th, 10a to the 5th, plus 1a to the 5th, that's 11a to the 5th. From there, negative 1a to the 4th, plus 2a to the 4th, that's positive 1a to the 4th, and I bring down minus 1. And we got that. Okay, so far so good. Next, I'm going to do this one down here because people are still getting confused with this one. I don't know why. We cannot distribute like this. Why can't we? Because there's a what? A positive in there. So therefore, if we cannot distribute, then what do? We need to rewrite it and make 2 binomials. This becomes 7w plus 4z times 7w plus 4z. Here we go. Numbers times numbers, variables times variables. 7 times 7, that's 49. W times w, that's w squared. Again, 7 times 4, that's 28. What is w times z? wz. I'm done with those. Now I do this one times those two. So what is 4 times 7? 28. What is z times w? Some of you wrote ZW, but in the alphabetical order, it's what? WZ. And what is 4 times 4? 16. And what is z times z? Z to the second. Okay. Here, the reason I'm going over this, I want to clarify, because some of you are still, at this point, some of you are starting to multiply and write w squared and z squared. We're done with multiplication. Aren't we done with multiplication? So at this point, we just combine stuff. These two are going to combine. This one we just bring down, 49w squared. What is 28 plus 28? 56. And what are they? WZs. Okay. And then you bring the other one down, plus 16z squared. And if you got that, that is correct. By the way, we still are going to have these, including the area model and the pop parte, or the next cumulative parte. We good up to right there? Okay, let's go to number 6. Number 6. Let me make some room here. Here it goes. Line down the equal sign. I bring down the 10, distribute the negative 3, so we get negative 3x plus 6 plus 4x. I'm going to continue simplifying this side before I go to the other side. Can I combine like terms? Yes, what is negative 3 plus 4? 1x. 10 plus 6, that's 16. Can I simplify any more? No. I go to the next side. 10x, distribute, that's negative 12x plus 3. Combine like terms. What is 10x minus 12x? Negative 2x plus 3. Can I simplify any more? No. Now we need to get all variables to one side. What's the smallest variable? The negative 2. So we add 2x, add 2x. So we end up with 3x plus 16 equals 3. And we know what to do from there. Inverse operations, minus 16. We get 3x equals negative 13. And my last step, divide by 3, divide by 3. X equals negative 4 and 1/3. And if you got that. Okay, good. And just for practice, yes. Just for practice, guys, from time to time when you're doing these, start writing your properties at least on the side in abbreviation so you can get that in your little practice in regards to properties. Okay? And last but not least, number 7. I blocked it. Let me see. Let me move this out of the way. All right. So let me go over this one. My goodness, Venus. Stop it with a pen. All right. So you're like, how did he know? It's because, like I told you guys, I used to, I have very good peripheral vision, number 1. And number 2, I have a very good ear. This is my classroom. So even though you might think that I have cameras over there and I see Robert not doing anything, whatever, but I don't. He's just like, yeah, I just choose to ignore it as I'm explaining. Does that make sense? All right. Thank you, Zenas. All right, here we go. Number 7, we have fractions all over the place. What do? Oh, common denominator. So we multiply times the common denominator. So these are the same. What's the common denominator between 5 and 3? That's 15. Between 15 and 2, that's 30. So I multiply times 30, the whole equation, but just the numerators. This becomes 60 over 5b plus 30 over 5 equals negative 30 over 3. Some of you forgot this negative. Check on that. Minus 90 over 2b. Are we there so far? All right. And let me simplify this. This is 12b plus 6 equals negative 10 minus 45b. So far, so good? That's Missy Q. All right, good. All right, so can I simplify the left side? No. The right side? No. I need to get all variables to one side. What's the smallest variable? The negative 45, so I add 45b, add 45b. This cancels. We're left with 57b plus 6 equals negative 10. And we know what to do from there, right? Minus 6 minus 6, 57b equals to negative 16. And my last step, divide by 57, divide by 57. B equals negative 16 over 57. Hands if you got that. That is correct. You could have, some of you do decimals. Decimal would have been 0.2, negative 0.2 something, yeah? Yes, thank you. All right, good. All right, set to the side. First of all, hands if you got all 7 of them. Damn, let's go. From the corner. How about 6 of them? All right. So we're getting there, yes? All right, so let's get a Cornell note in front of us. Today will be, bam, let's go. Today is going to be our last lesson on one variable equation. Yeah, let's go. Moving on to funner stuff. Yeah, that one we're going to continue tomorrow. Okay, our objective for today is solve and graph multi-step one variable equations involving absolute values. Can you name the main concept that we're still on, please? That is correct. One variable equations. That's why we don't need a Freire model. But if you wanted to practice, you probably did that ahead of me, right? And what was the definition for one variable equations? I said 2 expressions equal to each other, yes? And one variable. You guys remember that? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, and examples on examples, hashtags. Do we need the steps? No, we already have them. Once again, simplify, isolate, plot, and check. But yesterday on the lesson, I did ask you to write steps for the absolute value. There were 3 steps. Is that correct? Step 1, isolate the absolute value. Step 2, write 2 equations. Very specific. And step 3, solve each equation. Now check this out. Here, some of you are skipping this step. Why? I don't know why. After the absolute values by itself, you need to write 2 equations. Because if you only write one, you solve it. It seems like a shortcut, but then at the end you give me an answer that's positive, 1 negative. That is incorrect. Okay? So, get your home plate in front of you. I'm going to go over 2 of them from the home plate really quick from last night. Let's see. Read me number 3, Mia, from last night's home play. Absolute value. All right. So, writing utensils down, look up to the screen. This is just review for some of you that understood it, but some of you that are still needing support, here we go. Look up, please. Line down the equal sign. Look at this side. Here's my absolute value. Is there anything in front of the absolute value? How about behind it? So on this side, the absolute value is by itself already. At that point, when the absolute value is by itself, doesn't matter what's inside, but I'm saying if there's nothing outside of it, you write 2 equations. So at this point, I want you, for those of you that are still not understanding, I want you to write 2 arrows, one this way, one this way. This is for our negative 5. And this is for our positive 5. Are we there so far? Once you write that, then you write whatever is inside of the absolute value. Y minus 3 equal to this, and y minus 3 equal to that. Now what do we have? 2 equations. Don't we have 2 equations? And now we just solve. Here we go. Line down the equal sign, plus 3, y equals negative 2. I go to the other side. Plus 3, y equals positive 8. Are we there so far? And then you needed to plot your solution. Now check this out. Some of you still do this. Is that plotting? No, you need to show me the point. There it is. And there it is. That's plotting. I don't need to see the arrows showing me, oh, here's the jump to that number. I don't want to see that. Because some of you showed me the arrow from here to here. That's cool because I was on the lesson, but I don't want to see that. I just want to see the plotting. Are we there so far? Okay, one last thing for today's lesson that I'm going to introduce is called the solution set. Look up to the screen. And we're going to use these. This is what we call a solution set. Do you remember what it's called? All right, so check this out. So my solution for this one is how many solutions? 2. The first one is -2, comma. What is the other one? 8. And I close my solution set, and this is my answer. Are we there? Okay. Copy that one, and just in case you guys didn't have the work, I don't want you to skip steps. I want you to show me all the work from the arrows and all that. You're saying, do we have to do the arrows? Yes, please do the arrows for right now. Once you get used to it, then that's fine. You don't have to do the arrows, but at least you need to show me the 2 equations. Okay? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. Copy that. All right. Bless you. All right, so now I'm going to go over number 8. Yes? Here it goes, number 8 from the home plate. Let's see, read me that one, please. Brief. Absolute value. 3, parentheses, 4x plus 1, close parentheses, close the absolute value, equals 23 microjoules. So I'm going to do the line down once again to get started. All right, so let's look at it. The absolute value is on the left side. Question, is there anything outside of the absolute value on that side? There's nothing here or nothing here. Therefore, at that point, what do we do? At that point, what do we do? 2 equations. I'm going to draw my arrow. Here we go. 1 arrow for my -23 and 1 arrow for my +23. Am I being specific with this? Yes? What's inside now of the absolute value? 3 parentheses 4x plus 1 equal to that. 3 open parentheses 4x plus 1 and equal to that. Now do I have 2 equations? Yes, and now I solve both equations. I'm going to start with this side. Distribute, that is 12x plus 3 equals to -23, minus 3, you got 12x equals -26, divide by 12, x equals negative, how many times does the 12 fit in there? 2, and we're left with 2 12s. So can we simplify that? X equals -2 and 1, 6. Hands if you got that. Okay, good. I'm going to go to this side. Line down the equal sign, distribute. 12x plus 1 equals to 23. Did I make a mistake on that one? Yes, check on yours. Some of you made the same mistake. You distribute to the first, but you didn't distribute to the second. Did you catch that? Yes? I did that on purpose, by the way. Unite. -3, we get 12x equals 20. Divide by 12, How many times does 12 fit in there? Once. And we're left with 8 12s. Can we simplify that? X equals 1 2/3. Am I done? No, we need to plot. 0. We got -1, -2, and then we got 1, 2. So let's see. -2 and 1/6 is about right there. -2 and 1/6. And 1 and 2/3. 1 and 2/3 is about right there. 1 and 2/3. All right. Am I done? What's the last thing, everyone? Solution set. What is our first solution? -2 and 1/6, comma, and 1 and 2/3. Copy that if you don't have it, please. I'll give you some time. Did that clarify a little bit? Yes? Okay, good. Yeah, because I don't want to see, because some of you are getting a little bit lazy and you just show me one equation and you start doing everything well, but at the end you give me whatever you got for that equation, you give me a positive and negative answer for that same number, and that is incorrect. You got to be careful with those. Okay? All right, so let's do one more, not from the home plate, but on your notes. Let's do example Q, just to finish this section off. I'll wait 10 more seconds. Yes. Okay, we're good? All right. All right, example Q. Copy this on your paper. Let's do absolute value. Q plus 3 and the entire absolute value over 5 equals 4. Let me get you started. There you go. I'll give you a head start. Go. All right, check with the neighbor, see what they got.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Question. Is there anything outside of the absolute value? Yes. What's that big number outside of the absolute value? The 5. What is the 5 doing? Dividing. So what is the inverse? Multiply times 5. Multiply times 5. 5 over 5 is a giant 1. And what does that leave us with? Absolute value. Q plus 3 equals to 20. Hands if you got it to right there. Okay? If you didn't do that step, please. That's why I purposely did that over 5 to see if he would catch the inverse operation. So, now question again. Is the absolute value by itself? Yes. Is there anything in front or behind it? No. So at this point we do what? We do a negative 20 and a positive 20. What's inside? Q plus 3 equals that. Q plus 3 equals that. All right, let's see what we got. Here it goes. Line down the equal sign. Minus 3 minus 3. We got Q equals negative 23 minus 3 minus 3. Q equals 17. Am I done? No, let's plot this. Negative 23 and 17. Did I plot? No, I need the point. And the point. Does everybody get my point? See what I did there? No? Or my point? Here we go. Are we done? No. Solution set negative 23 comma 17. This is what I want to see. Does everybody see what I'm talking about? Yeah. I would prefer they are in order because what numbers are to the left of 0? And which ones are to the right of 0? Positives. Are we there so far? All right. So just to recap, really quick. Yesterday we covered absolute value. Was that pretty sarcastic? Yes. The distance of a number away from 0, distance of a number away from 0. Yes, right? So we understand what absolute value is, right? Now the symbol, once again, is like this. Everybody look over here at me. I'm going to make a hand signal with my left hand and my right hand. The absolute value is the distance from here to here. Does everybody see the symbol now? From here to here. Does everybody see the symbol? From here to here? Yes? That's why they use it like that. Everybody got it? And just to recap, what did we say about distances? What is the distance of negative 23 away from 0? Here it goes, negative 23, all the way to negative 23. Do we say negative 23 steps? No, there's 23 steps. The distances are always in what? Positive. So let's go back to what we did right now really quick. Hold on. So we did some practice with these and so on and so forth. So watch. Let me go back to the one from the home plate. Look up. Here's the one from the home plate. Look up, please. At this point, since we didn't have anything outside the absolute value, it was equal to a positive 5. How many answers did we get? 2. Okay, at this point, we didn't have anything outside the absolute value. How many answers did we get? 2. And we got positive 23. Positive 5, 2 answers. Positive 23, 2 answers. And then from there, we went to this one. And at this one, we did, there's nothing in front or behind it. So how many answers? Because we had it equal to what? Positive 20. Are we there? All right. So now we arrive here. Copy this one, example 2A. Hurry up, please. Example 2A. You don't have to copy the instructions so we know we're solving. So let's do this one together. Line down the equal sign. Is the absolute value by itself? No, what's outside of it? Minus 8. So what is the inverse? Plus 8. Plus 8. This becomes 0 equals absolute value x plus 2. Here we have a dilemma. You guys see the dilemma? What would be, question, is there anything outside the absolute value at this point? No. So what would be the next step after this point if this was a different number? One what? One positive and one, but is there such a thing as a positive and a negative 0? So therefore, what do? Check this out. We only write it 1. 0 equals x plus 2 because there's only 1 0. So here we go. Minus 2 minus 2, negative 2 equals x. Let me plot it. And what is my solution set? Solution set, negative 2. And I'm done. Are we there so far? So what did we notice on this one? That it's neither positive or negative, but it's 0, isn't it? How many solutions? One solution. These were, hold on, we're still not done. Last one. These were positive numbers. How many solutions? 2. Okay, and the last one. Copy this one. Example 2b. Line down the equal sign. Let's do this one together. All right. What do we have outside the absolute value? Positive 3. So we do what? Minus 3 minus 3. Absolute value x plus 4 equal to negative 3. Another dilemma. Doesn't that look kind of weird? What looks weird? That this is a what? A negative. So question. Here goes to finish this part off. What did we say absolute values were? Distances, right? And they're always in what? Positives. But here we have a distance to a, is that possible? No. Absolute values are always what? So is this possible? Therefore, what can we conclude? No solution. Does that make sense? So let's summarize what we saw today. Here he goes. Look up. We had an absolute value equal to a positive number. How many solutions? 2. An absolute value equal to 0. How many solutions? 1. And an absolute value equal to a negative. No solution. All right. Home plate tonight is a play sheet. Come get it from over here. It's 2-7. Only do numbers 1 through 17. Play sheet 2.7. Numbers 1 through 17 only. There is tutoring today. If I don't see you guys tomorrow. Bye.